Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is the 2018 NOFSRL/TRN Christmas Eve 500, the annual Christmas special event here on Napa Fan, and NS Racing 42 for the first time this year, and for the first time ever, have a race under 2 leagues. For the past 2 years, this event was run under the NRLOA banner. This year, it's run under the NOFSRL and TRN, and it's going to be on both my channel and Nathan's. And Nathan will tell you a little bit more about this event, as this is also his race as well.
Well, it will be 60 laps here at the famed Daytona International Speedway. There will be pit stops, that's going to be a big factor. And there will be 40 drivers on Team TRN. We have the number 24, Christian Vargas, the 31, Keegan Thompson, 32, Duke Rainey, 34, Troy White, 37, Ken Crouch, 38, Carter Friesen, 41, Ryan Duani, 42, Noah Clifton, 43, Johnny Garner, 47, Roger Ray, 48, Joe Witkowski, 51, Jose Mills, 62, Clay Jackson, 66 of Jonathan King, 72 of Jay Jefferson, 78 of Tom Burns, the 88 of Eli White, 92 of Victor Collins, the 95 of Oscar Anderson, and the 96 of Zachary Guerrero. Rick Jackson, Jonathan King, Ryan Dwyer, and Noah Clifton are making the first ever starts on my channel for Team TRN.
And over on the Team NOFSRL side, we got a lot of names you probably are very recognizable with on Napa Fan. We'll start off with the 00. That's driven by Gatlin Downey, who won at Talladega in the Turkey Hill Truck Series less than a week ago. So he's fresh off a victory here on Napa Fan. Sebastian Kukulon's won twice here at Daytona this year. He drives the number 1. Audra Baranowska, she's been doing very good in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Eric Monaco is in the 3 machine. Andrew Ross, who might just win that Turkey Hill Series championship tomorrow night right here on Napa Fan. Zachary Fitzwater's in the 6. John Art's in the 9. First ever winner on Napa Fan, Jesse Turner, is in the 10. Matthew Phillips is in the 11. Colton Yo in the 12. Nathan Baird in the 13. Matthew Brown in the 14. Jonathan Wong in the 15. Matt Dallio in the 17. Fisher G in the 18. Juan Garcia in the 19. The 20 is driven by Trey Bartow. Simon Bloomfield in the 21, his first ever start on Napa Fan. Alexander Rowe in the 22, and Ace Garcia in the 23, making up the 40 drivers competing in this year's Christmas Eve 500. And we got one other guy with us, that's Caleb Hoffman. He was in the booth last year. He's won at Daytona before. He actually won this event in 2016. What do you do to win it? It's 60 laps at Daytona. There will be pit stops. Is it a strategy game or just pure luck here at the World Center of Racing?
Well, I'd actually say it's a little bit of a mixture of both here. I mean, you're going to have a good strategy if you want to win. You know, my win here in 2016 actually came off of a fuel strategy, but also you can't take out the factor that it is Daytona. You gotta watch out because they could happen at any time. You
do, and we were at Talladega with the ARCA Series race last week. There were a lot of wrecks on that one, and it's super smooth just like this one. And this is a 60-lap race, so a lot of time for a lot to happen here tonight at Daytona. But I'm going to take this time to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all you guys watching. It's Christmas Eve. Santa Claus is already out there already, but we got all these guys looking to get a win from Santa Claus. That was the worst analogy ever, but you know what? Who cares? It's Christmas Eve, so we're going to get this party started. Fisher G in the number 18, starting on the pole position alongside him. It's Johnny Gardner in the number 43. Row number 2. You have the 21 of Simon Bloomfield alongside the 22 machine of Alexander Rowe. The 19 is driven by Juan Garcia. He's alongside the 31 of Keegan Thompson. Row number 4, we have the 62 of Greg Jackson alongside the 88 of Eli Bright. Sebastian Kukulon, a 2-time winner here at Daytona this season, like I mentioned, alongside Trey Bartow. This is Bartow's last chance to get a win this year. If he fails to win here tonight, it'll be the first year on Napa Fan he has not won a race. So a lot at stake for Trey Bartow in this one. And even Garrettson, or actually even Matt Dallio in this race. Garrettson was not participating here tonight. Even Matt Dallio He's closing in on that getting a win this season, so watch out for Daly to possibly get it. 38 machine of Carter Friesen alongside the 96 of Zachary DeLello, the 42 of Noah Clifton, and the 14 of Matthew Brown. Then there's Matt Daly on the number 17 alongside Jay Jefferson, the 92 of Mitchell Collins, and the 15 of Jonathan Wong. And we're pausing a little bit getting these names together because it's the first time we've done this, and the only time we'll do it with these names on these cars, and I'm having to read them off while we do the event. They're not memorized in my head, and that's how it usually is for these special events, so just bear with us. We might not get the names correct at the beginning, but hopefully by the end of the night, we'll have everybody down, including the winner of the race, because if we don't, that's a problem, and we're very unprofessional. But either way, we're ready to get this one started on Christmas Eve. And Fisher G and Johnny Gardner hoping to get a huge present of victory at Daytona. Be the penultimate race of the season on Napa Fam. And it's going to go green right here. The 2018 Christmas Eve 500 is green. We're racing at Daytona. Lap 1 led by Simon Bloomfield in his first career Napa Fan race. He gets the advantage on Fisher G and leads the first lap. We got the pit stop set to 2 times. My guess would be about every 20 laps we will have a pit stop here tonight. So watch out for those guys coming in about 18 laps. Sebastian Kukulon to the inside of Simon Bloomfield. Kukulon knows what it's like to win at Daytona. He won the opener in the Turkey Hill Series and the opener in the Turkey Hill Truck Series this year. He's looking for his 3rd Daytona win of 2018.
Yeah, you were talking about pit stops about lap 20 or so. That's if we can survive to lap 20.
If we end up with a caution, most of these guys will probably come down the pit lane to service their race cars, since they will have to do so at least twice throughout the event here tonight. Carter Friesen 3 wide to the inside of Greg Jackson and Sebastian Kukulon. Now Greg Jackson, this is his first ever start in Napa Fan, along with the first start in NS Racing 42. So first timer right there in the middle, trying to make something work here at Daytona. Remember, those first-timers do very, very good in the special events on Napa Fan. Colton Yo, his first career Napa Fan start was right here last year, and he won it. He's driving number 12 here tonight. We'll have to see if he has a shot at the victory as it goes on here tonight at Daytona. Here comes Trey Bartow to the inside of Carter Friesen. Bartow to the lead in the number 20.
Another thing to keep in mind, you know, there's not necessarily what we would call a calamity corner here at Daytona. It's just you want to watch out for guys going 4 wide, because that's usually when incidents occur.
Number 42, Noah Clifton to the inside of Trey Bartow. A lot of passing going on right now in the first few laps of the event. Here comes the number 92 machine of Mitchell Collins. And he's got a push from the 48 of Joe Rutkowski. But Mitchell Collins will not get to the inside of the 42 in time to take the lead on lap 4, and Noah Clifton leads lap number 4. Bartow with a push on the outside from Carter Friesen, getting around the 42 Noah Clifton. He's trying to hang on in the number 20 on the outside lane.
Yeah, also with these older tires, as the one goes on, do you think that these guys might slip and slide about lap 18 or 20?
Oh yeah. You know, we can already kind of see that they're starting to slip around. You know, it's also kind of common, but you know, you see guys going up to block the top, and you know, up there, you know, they start kind of slipping and sliding around just because there's less grip on the top than there is on the bottom.
But here at Daytona, the outside lane can work. So
oh yeah, it can.
It might not be as much grip up there, but it's still a lot better than other places we go to. So that's definitely a factor you gotta think about here when you come to Daytona International Speedway. We got John Hart now out front. Rakowski was able to lead a lap right there. Here comes Jesse Turner in the number 10. And Turner's got the advantage on John Hart entering the corner. And he might get the lap led on lap 6 of 60, or a tenth of the way through the Christmas Eve 500 here at Daytona. 4 wide. Oh, and a bump right there. Rutkowski to the outside lane.
Boy.
The 15 machine. Really close there with the 41. Ryan Durrani in the middle of all that, and the 41 machine, the 15, driven by Jonathan Wong. They're going to figure it out. They're back to 3 wide. Here comes Gatlin Downey trying to get his second win in a week. He got the win less than a week ago at Talladega in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, and now he's going for the lead to the inside of Roger Ray and Jesse Turner. And Downey's got it on the inside with help from last year's Christmas Eve 500 winner Colton Yo and Matt Dalio in the 17 on the inside lane as well. Downey leads lap 7 here at Daytona.
They were very lucky to get out of 4 wide off of turn 2 earlier this year in May. In the Red Bull Cup Series, Roger Ray was stuck in 4 wide on the outside and he flew into the catch fence. And I'm sure no one wants to repeat that here tonight.
Now hopefully we limit the amount of carnage in this one here tonight. Here's Colton Yo, winner of this race 1 year ago. He's got the middle line, but he's not going to be able to hold off Matt Dalio on the inside lane. Great to see Matt Dalio in a special event. It's been a while since he's been in a special event here on NapaFam, but here he is in the 17, taking the lead away. He's going to get a lap led. The 66 machine of Jonathan King into the inside as well. Now this is Jonathan King's first start on NS Racing 42, but he's made a lot of starts on NapaFam. He's got a few wins over here, so he's definitely an experienced driver here on my channel. The number 3 machine, Eric Monaco as well with a few wins. He's got the middle line with Roger Ray right now. Here comes Matthew Brown in the 14 with Eli Bright on the inside lane. So I'm going to ask you guys right now, we're seeing a lot of cycling going on right now, but usually we eventually see that outside lane work here at Daytona. So when do you think it's going to come, and will it be after the first cycle of pit stops, or will they get it to work before the green flag pit stops occur if we stay green until that point?
Based on the amount of races that, I've seen and been in, usually while we're in a pack, we see this kind of cycling thing going on. So, I'm pretty sure that's going to be after the first round of pit stops that we see the outside lane really become the favored line.
Yeah, I have to agree, because right now, fresh tires and the way these guys are racing the outside lane is not really the place to be. But as they go 4 wide, but the outside lane is pretty good.
4 wide for the lead.
The 22 of Alexander Rowe, Eli Bright, Matthew Brown, and the 66 of Jonathan King. And you said there wasn't a calamity corner, but it's right here. And in the wall goes Matthew Brown, and the big one off of turn 4. The 14 upside down, Matthew Brown, and a lot of cars piling in very quickly. The big one strikes on lap 11 here at Daytona. Ace Garcia, Roger Ray, Ryan Durrani caught up in this one. The 62 of Greg Jackson, Matt Dalio and John are all torn up. Simon Bloomfield is done. Zachary DeLello, there's Matthew Brown, he went upside down in the 14, I should say. Oh, brother, and a lot of carnage right there. The 34 machine of Trey Wright all torn up. Simon Bloomfield, Sebastian Cucalon might have gotten caught up in that one. There's going to be a lot to sort out after this one. The 51 machine of Jose Mills. He's all torn up in that car. Matt Dalio's all done in the 17. That's a tough break for him. Jay Jefferson in the 72. And 2 cars flew in there very quickly. Might have been the 4 machine of Andrew Ross and another car. I think it was a blue car. Might have possibly been the 42. I don't know. Zachary Fitzwater with damage. The 37 of Ben Crouch with damage. Jesse Turner with damage. Oh my goodness. Half of the field with damage. Roger Ray, Ace Garcia all torn up. And Alexander Rowe, the guy who forced it 4 wide. He's the leader right now here in the Christmas Eve 500.
A huge one strikes, and unfortunately, lots of cars are involved.
Yeah, aggressive driving, early on in the race, we don't, they don't encourage that, but, what can you do? You're trying to go after a win, right?
You are, and this is a special event. There is no championship involved in this one, no points involved, even though we do have the team battle, but I don't think a lot of these guys really care too much about that. They want the race victory for themselves. Matthew Phillips won the race off the pit lane, followed by Christian Vargas, Scatlim Downey, the 15 of Jonathan Wong, and Colton Yo, last year's winner. There's the 2 of Audra Baranowska. Zachary Fitzwater repaired his damage, and he's in the top 10. Eric Monaco, 95 of Oscar Anderson, and the 22 of Alexander Rowe rounding out the top 10 off the pit lane. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night in the 2018 Christmas Eve 500. Well, we knew this was going to happen when we saw the 4 wide and off at turn 4, as always. They did not keep it together. Eli Bright, first one to go around there with Matthew Brown. 66 machine of Jonathan King also caught up in this one. Fitzwater got a piece of it there in the 6. How about the 24 of Christian Vargas and the 2 of Audra Baranowskis? They both avoided this one. You see Ace Garcia in the middle here with Roger Ray, and then right there, see Matt Dahlia go around. Matthew Brown in the 14. Taking a wild tumble, and right there, you see the 96 of Zachary DeLello fly through the air as he hit the 14 while he was in the air. He got caught up with Andrew Ross, and that's why they came in there flying. Luke Rainey in the 32 won the Thanksgiving 500 a month ago. He got caught up in this one. 13 and Nathan Baird with some damage. The 51 of Jose Mills, his first career Napa fan start as well. Matt Dallio with heavy damage. John Arndt with heavy damage. A couple of guys who could have easily won this race today. Carter Friesen in the 38. Then Trey Bartow, Mitchell Collins, and Fisher G all avoid this one. Same with Joe Rakowski. I think they're on the outside lane. They slow down in time to avoid it. 41, Ryan Durrani. He got spun around on this one. 19 machine as well of Juan Garcia. And the 34, Trey Wright, all with damage in this accident here at Daytona.
Coming off of turn 4, the number 88 of Eli Bright gets into Matthew Brown. That of course sparks a huge wreck. You know, Matthew Brown going upside down. Really wild ride for that 14, and an unfortunate a wreck this big would happen this early in the race.
It was lap 11, so kind of late for a Daytona big one. Usually it happens before lap 10. We're going to go ahead and focus a little bit more there on the 14 and the 96.
As you can see, 4 wide did not work, and that's exactly what happened. The 88 and 14 make contact right there, and then the 14 gets slammed right there by the 17, and then goes for a wide. 96 slides on there, nowhere to go, and the huge one happens, and the 14 had a wide.
He was the only driver to go upside down, thankfully, but he's still going to get knocked out of the race, including quite a few guys, and we'll show you who got knocked out when we get to the restart here. A lot of drivers involved, and even at the end right there, Jose Mills got into Greg Jackson, and that caused a little bit of an issue off the tri-oval. But either way, the leader of the race is the number 11, driven by Matthew Phillips. We'll get back to the restart here in the Christmas Eve 500. With less than 50 laps to go here at Daytona, Matthew Phillips the leader in the Christmas Eve 500. We are back here at the Daytona International Speedway for the 2018 NOFSRL/TRN Christmas Eve 500 here on Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all you guys watching here tonight. Of course, it wasn't a Happy Holidays for some guys who were involved in the accident, and we'll show you who got knocked out of that one. And everybody from Eli Bright on down. So Eli Bright, Jay Jefferson, Matt Dallio, Jose Mills, Greg Jackson, Ace Garcia, Zachary DeLello, Trey Wright, and the 14 machine of Matthew Brown, who had the wild tumble in that accident. We got some guys with damage. Carter Friesen, John Arndt, Johnny Gardner, I believe, got a piece of that one. Sebastian Kukulon, Luke Rainey, Jesse Turner. Even Zachary Fitzwater had some damage, and somehow, some way, he's in the top 10. He's 7th. He was one of the first guys to get hit in that accident. He got hit by Eli Bright. But there he is in 7th. With a pretty good shot at winning this thing. Remember, he won the Daytona 500 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series earlier this year. That's a shorter race than this is, so watch out for Fitzy. He might be able to get it done. But Matthew Phillips, the leader. Christian Vargas, Gatlin Downey, Jonathan Wong, Colton Yo, Audra Baranowskis, Zachary Fitzwater, Eric Monaco, Alexander Rowe, and somebody had an issue, and it was Alexander Rowe in the 22. He did not get going. Problem. On the 22, he won the race back to the line, and he did not go on the restart, and he's holding up a lot of guys in that inside lane. And not only that, he split the pack up.
Yeah, I think maybe he missed the shift or something, but now he's starting to get going again.
He must have. It does appear that he is back to speed in the 22. 66 also looks slow right there. I'm wondering if it might have been Jonathan King, because it seems like Alexander Rowe's going just fine right now. No, he did in fact have a problem, and he is down the pit lane. That is a tough break. He won the race back to the line after the wreck occurred, and just like that, the tides have turned for the 22, and he is probably not going to win the race because he's going to lose a lap right there, servicing his car on lap 16 of 60. Matthew Phillips out front, the 24 machine in second. Christian Vargas with Audrey Baranowskis, and last year's winner Colton Yo looking to the inside, but there aren't many guys in the lead pack. It is split up quite a bit right now, and they're all trying to get around Roger Ray in the car that Nathan Stapleton thought was very ugly. He told me that he didn't like Plaid, so I don't know what to say about that, but I think it looks okay. And by the way, I haven't mentioned this yet in the race. A huge thank you to Hair Gel Arvin Alonso for painting this car set. The download link is in the sign-up video that we did a couple weeks ago. Greatly recommend downloading it. It's for the 2018 mod, and very nice set that Hair Gel painted for us here for the 2018 Christmas Eve 500.
Yeah, the only car I don't like is that 47 flag car, but other than that, all of them are amazing, and Alonso did a great job with all these.
He definitely did, and a lot of these drivers trying to do a great job avoiding lap cars, trying to find a way to the lead, and it is a very interesting situation right now with all these split packs. Eric Monaco is down the pit lane. He is now 2 laps down. He must have had a problem there. Alexander Rowe is back out there. He did remain on the lead lap, but he's going to lose his lap here soon as these guys come roaring down the racetrack. So we have 30 guys on the lead lap, 30 guys left in the race. Last guy on the lead lap is Alexander Rowe in the 22. And the leader is still Matthew Phillips, and now the outside lane has come in. Passing is very difficult when the pack is as split up as it is right now. I think all these guys are going to eventually rejoin the lead pack, and we'll have about a 12-car pack. But it's not going to be like it was at the beginning of the race where these guys were passing every single lap. That outside lane is going to come in very well, and it's going to be very difficult to pass. And Matthew Phillips has yet to been passed since the restart. Here comes Colton Yo to the inside for second on Audrey Baranowskis. He's going to try to get it, and he might do so. He's got a little bit of help there from Christian Vargas on the inside lane.
Yeah, this is going to turn into a chess match with all the different packs and trying to catch up with the pack ahead, and then those guys catching up with Pat's head, and a chess game with all these lap cars as well.
Alexander Rowe getting in the way of these guys, the teammate to Audrey Baranowskis and Colton Yo, the technical teammate. Don't really have teams officially, but in real life, they would be teammates at Penske Racing. 2 cars splitting away from Alexander Rowe. Alexander Rowe, I believe, is just as fast as the rest of the field, so he will rejoin this pack and not be a bother to a lot of these guys. But we do have a lot of guys at the back of the pack who have damage, and it includes Ryan Durrani, the number 19 machine of Juan Garcia, the 21 of Simon Bloomfield. They all have significant damage to their race cars, and they are going to get in the way of these leaders eventually in this event. A third of the way through the Christmas Eve 500, Matthew Phillips remaining out front, and now that outside lane is working pretty good. And Caleb, you won this race before. At this situation, what are you thinking if you're the crew chief of one of these drivers? Apparently we have lost Caleb. But either way, Matthew Phillips remains out front. I'll ask the question to you, Nathan. If you're a crew chief of one of these drivers, what are you thinking about fuel strategy right now? We're probably not going to have another caution in this race, so how do you manage it? You want to come early or you want to come late?
Well, I will say this, in the Red Bull Cup Series, we did have it where there was not that many cars in the lead pack, but they still crashed. But fuel strategy, that's going to be a very some interesting things, because it's about 20 or so laps on fuel. They're going to have to pit again if this stays green long enough.
And they definitely will have to make at least one more stop in this race, probably two more, and to the outside. Christian Vargas takes it away from Matthew Phillips, an outside lane pass. My goodness, that outside lane has come in. And Vargas, the new leader here at Daytona, he will dethrone Matthew Phillips from the lead. And Christian Vargas will lead lap 22 in the Christmas Eve 500.
What a pass from that 24 car on the outside lane, representing Team TRN. Here comes the inside lane trying to take the race lead away. But I don't know if the 11 can do it. Can they clear the 24? Watch out for that 24 with the huge one down the back stretch, though.
The outside lane works very well down the backstretch here at Daytona. The number 24 will hold on to the outside of Matthew Phillips and might get the slight advantage at the line. The lines are pretty equal. The outside lane has about the same help as the inside. It looks like Vargas might get a run. And Vargas will, in fact, lead the lap, but barely ahead of Matthew Phillips. We got the 42 on the inside, Noah Clifton, Joe Rutkowski in the 48, and Tom Jonas in the 78 on the inside as well. He's in the lead pack with Johnny Gardner right behind him, and the 92 machine driven by Mitchell Collins. Check back here, 95, Oscar Anderson. He's holding on to this pack, and we got Simon Bloomfield majorly getting in the way.
Oh boy, careful guys.
And Bloomfield was involved in the accident. He had significant damage to his race car. That will allow the 95 to close in, the 15 of Jonathan Wallen to close in. Eric Monaco is back out there. And we got this pack here. I think a lot of these guys have damage from the accident. I don't think they're going as fast as the lead pack. They might be able to play a little strategy and possibly get a victory. Monaco very slow on the 3. These guys trying to hold on. They're led by Ben Crouch in the 37. John Arndt's here. Jesse Turner's here. Nathan Baer. They're all in that pack back in there. And now the lead pack is split up tremendously. Noah Clifton to the lead to the inside of Matthew Phillips. Joe Rutkowski and Christian Vargas closing in as well. And then we have the number 43 machine of Johnny Gardner with help from Tom Jonas all closing in. They have gotten away from Simon Bloomfield. The 92, the 00, and the 95 as well. Great job by Oscar Anderson holding onto the pack, rejoining it, and now inside the top 10 is the number 95.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be crucial getting around these lap cars, you know, as a leader to try to win this race. You know, if you don't get around those lap cars, your race is, you know, might as well be done.
So we have ourselves about 8 guys in the lead pack now with a few stragglers. It's Oscar Anderson, Audra Baranowskis, the 15 machine. I believe he has a bit of damage. These guys getting around him. Fisher G is now back up here. Colton Yo. And Alexander Rowe a lap down in the 22 as he had an issue on the restart. Simon Bluefield has gotten out of the way in the 21. You have these guys led by Jesse Turner now. They all have a bit of damage, and I believe they've fallen off quite a bit. 11 seconds off the lead pack, so it's basically the top 13 who have a chance at victory here today. So I'm going to ask you guys, who do you think it's going to be? You got Noah Clifton, Matthew Phillips up here, Christian Vargas, Johnny Gardner, Joe Rutkowski. Who's it going to be of the top 13 getting the victory here today?
To be honest, any one of the top 13 has a shot. This 42 car of Clifton is only awfully strong blocking the 2 lanes as of now. The 11 car looked strong up front, so did the 24, and hello, lap cars.
And they're going to have to brake check it behind Juan Garcia and Ryan Durrani, and this will allow all these guys to close back in. They can't get around them. Johnny Gardner to the inside for the lead with help from lap traffic. Will he get around Juan Garcia? Yes, he will. New leader at Daytona. It's Johnny Gardner in the 43 with help from Mitchell Collins in the 92. And this is just going to be a high-speed chess match the entire time. Trying to get away from the lap traffic, trying to find a way around them as the race goes along. And Mitchell Collins going to use Johnny Gardner as a pick to take the lead. That was some very smart racing right there. He dove to the inside and made sure that Gardner was on the outside as they closed in on Roger Ray. And Mitchell Collins leads that lap. We're closing in on halfway. Here at Daytona, Mitchell Collins and Noah Clifton have pulled away from the rest of the pack.
Wow, that was a very great move from the 92. he saw the 47 coming and he said, why not? So he's going to force you up high. The 42 ran a little bit higher, maybe trying to lose the lane, and I think that's why he's going for the race lead.
Oh boy. Johnny Gardner's not up here anymore. I was calling him up front. It's actually the 42 of Noah Clifton taking lead away from the 92 of Mitchell Collins. And here comes Christian Vargas as well with the 43 machine of Johnny Gardner right back in the lead pack. And how about our pole sitter? He's in the top 5 now. Fisher G's back up here in the 18.
Wow, great job for that 18 team, surviving the huge one, and now they're back up into the top 10.
00, Gatlin Downey on the inside. Alexander Rose a lap down. He's going to have to hope for a caution if he's going to have any chance. He's going to have to pass all these guys, be in front of all the lap cars, or all the lead lap cars, I should say, and then for a wreck to occur. And that's very difficult to do here at Daytona. And here we go. Pit stops occurring.
Pit stops.
Fisher G, first guy down. He's going to get an advantage there on Christian Vargas. Gatlin Downey's down the pit lane. Mitchell Collins, Audra Baranowskis, Joe Radkowski, Matthew Phillips, and Jonathan Wong all down the pit lane for the first green flag set of pit stops here today. Right past the halfway point of the race, Johnny Gardner will lead it halfway through the Christmas Eve 500.
Now, let me ask you this, Napa fan. For this track at Daytona, is there an advantage to pit early or to pit late?
It's a very, very good question. What do you think, Caleb? You'll be the crew chief for this race. How do you think this one's going to play out? Will these guys have the advantage, or will the guys who come in later be at the advantage later on in the event?
Caleb kind of left the booth.
Oh, Caleb was back for a while, and then he left again. So not sure what's going on over there, but it's going to get interesting to see which of these guys get the advantage, and it splits up quite a bit. You're going to need a drafting partner, and Christian Vargas does not have a drafting partner. Audra Baranowskis, Gatlin Downey, Matthew Phillips, they'll all get in the draft and try to close in on that 24, but right now not looking too good for the 24. He doesn't have anybody helping him, but he was the first driver off the pit lane, so we'll have to see how that affects him. I mean, you might get some of these guys who were in that second pack to possibly have a shot at this win as well, as it all splits up here at Daytona. Rest of the guys coming down the pit lane here. Johnny Gardner off the pit lane ahead of Colton Yo, but Colton Yo passing him on the apron there, and Yo with a very good run there off the pit lane, and I think he might have been first off of those guys. So Colton Yo, last year's winner, with a good shot at winning this race. And we'll have to see where he comes out in relation to the rest of the field. Here comes Christian Vargas in the 24. Vargas will get around Oscar Anderson, but I don't know if he's going to get around Colton Yo. It's going to be close. Vargas will get the run on the outside. He will take the lead, but there is no drafting help for Vargas or Colton Yo. And it's going to take a while for this pack to reform and have about 6 or 7 guys in contention for the win. But Vargas out front, lap 33 of 60. Oh boy, they're closing in right on Eric Monaco. The 31 machine in the way as well of Keegan Thompson. And Alexander Rowe, he's fast enough to be a drafting partner with this 24, so he could be a help to Christian Vargas. But look at the closing rate right there. Christian Vargas had the brake ticket as he hit Eric Monaco, and here comes Colton Yo. He's right now running in second. Now Luke Rainey apparently stayed out there a little bit. He's just coming off the pit lane, and I think that they are going to fall to the tail end of the lead lap here. Same with the 37 machine of Ben Krause. They were in that second pack. And all these guys were in that second pack as well. So now, a 2-car breakaway for the lead. Christian Vargas and Colton Yo in the same situation he was in last year. Up front, only a couple cars in contention for the win. We got all these guys. Audra Baranowska still in contention. Noah Clifton, Gatlin Downey, Matthew Phillips, Johnny Gardner, and even Oscar Anderson has a shot. Joe Radkowski fell off quite a bit there in the 48. You got Ryan Durrani here in the 41. He's a lap down. I forgot about that. They're actually trying to get around him here. Mitchell Collins is, and so is Fisher G and the 15 of Jonathan Wong. But it's what this race always is, a strategy race. These guys are all over the place when we get that first wreck. We have so many slow cars and so many fast cars, and we get so many different lead packs here at Daytona. Right now, we got a 2-car lead pack with Colton Yo and Christian Vargas, and Colton Yo out front on lap 35 of 60.
Right now, kind of is turning into 11 tandem called laps thing with maybe 2 or 3 cars at least until this lead pack gets all bunched up once again.
Here comes Gatlin Downey, Noah Clifton, and Audra Baranowskis, Matthew Phillips, and Johnny Gardner also for the shot as well here. I think they're going to hold on to the lead pack. And here we go. 5 cars in the lead draft now. With the number 12 of Colton Yo to the inside of Christian Vargas, he will remain out front here at Daytona. Now there will still be one more pit stop, and it's not going to be right near the end of the race, so it's a guaranteed one-stop race from here for everyone in the field. So sure, that's in the back of the minds of every one of these drivers in this lead pack right now. They got to get past that. They're going to have a shot at victory here tonight on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, and like on most tracks, you would think about trying to save fuel, but at Daytona, we're going full throttle. It's kind of hard to save fuel. So, what you're gonna do if you want one of these drivers to try to save fuel?
Don't think they're going to have to, because they're going to have to make a stop anyway. There's no chance for them to make it from here on out. That'd be 30 laps, and we ran a lot fewer than 30 laps under the last green flag run before the second pit stop. So that means that all these guys will have to make one more stop, but it's not going to become a fuel strategy race. It'll become a strict race to the end. And it might look just like this as well. Off the second set of pit stops, we have 7 guys in the lead pack. These 7 guys might be able to stick with each other and be in contention for the win later on tonight. Closing in on a 2/3 mark of the Christmas Eve 500. Lap 37 of 60, and last year's winner Colton Yo still out front in the number 12.
These 7 cars, they are going 3 by 3. If someone is not stupid enough to make it go 4 wide, then we should be okay.
Gatlin Downey up to second. Johnny Gardner in the middle of all this. Audra Baranowskis, Matthew Phillips, Christian Vargas, and Noah Clifton all in the lead pack. Oscar Anderson trying to hold on. He's 1.5 seconds behind, and he might have just lost the draft of the lead pack, but with all these lap cars on the racetrack, they might be able to close in. The 21 of Simon Bloomfield, very slow, and all 7 of those guys were able to surpass him. So that's good.
That is how you split the 21. Holy cow.
Gatlin Downey was able to take the lead from Colton Yo there as well. And Oscar Anderson is a lot farther behind. He has officially lost the draft from the lead pack. And you got Mitchell Collins here, Joe Rakowski, and Fisher G all by themselves. And then this pack here, they really haven't fallen off too much, these guys. They're hoping for a caution to have any shot at the victory, but I just don't see another caution happening in this race. Now, you never know what could happen with these lap cars. They sometimes get in the way and cause wrecks, but it doesn't happen all the time. It's very infrequent, so I think we're looking at the winner on your screen right now. One of these 7 guys is probably going to be the 2018 Christmas Eve 500 champion. Gatlin Downey to the inside of Colton Yo. They remain side by side. Next time by 2/3 of the way through it here at Daytona.
My money is on either the 12 or maybe, just maybe, Johnny Gardner. He's looking pretty strong right now in that 43.
Colton Yo looking very strong as well. He won this thing last year. He knows how to get it done in the Christmas Eve 500. And last year, this was his first career Napa fan start. He's a lot more experienced now, a lot more wins. And he's looking to add another one here in the penultimate race of 2018. And I say that because tomorrow night, the finale in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Will it be Andrew Ross or will it be John Art? We'll have to find out at 6 p.m. Eastern, Christmas night tomorrow. The Napa Auto Parts 250 from Homestead, the finale race, the last race of 2018 on Napa Fan. We'll see who crowns the champion in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. To the inside, Christian Vargas had the outside lane on Gatlin Downey, and just like that, to the point goes Vargas. And he had a very bold move earlier on in the event, as he ended up passing on the outside for the lead, and just like that, he's back out front at Daytona. Vargas with a strong number 24 here in the Christmas Eve 500.
What a move from Christian Vargas, and I will say this, even though this is the last race before the last race for you, Napa, this is my last race of 2018. So, They're trying to get one last win on both of our channels for 2019.
They definitely are. Trey Bartow, John R. Carter Freeze, and Jonathan King all going a lap down. They're not as slow as some other guys on the racetrack right now, but Colton Yo getting held up on that outside, and he's going to fall all the way back to the 7th position. He'll stay with the lead draft as they're all single file now out front. Christian Vargas still out front with Gatlin Downey and Johnny Gardner, the top 3.
A familiar sight to see if for a NASCAR fan with number 24 out front at Daytona.
Another legendary number, the 43 of Johnny Gardner, trying to get the outside lane to work, trying to do what Vargas did earlier on in the race. Got Audra Baranowskis and Matthew Phillips helping him right there. Colton Yo still stuck behind Trey Bartow. That is not good at all for the number 12. Going to try to find a way around the veteran driver, but Bartow's not doing too bad right now. He's not that slow, so it's a little bit difficult to pass him. Looks like Colton Yo will do so in the outside lane. He's catching a draft there from Matthew Phillips on those guys, but so is Trey Bartow. Bartow's catching a draft on these guys. Very interesting there out of Trey Bartow, the number 20 team. Christian Vargas remaining out front, lap 44 of 60 in the Christmas Eve 500. Going to be 15 laps to go, 2 laps from now. Will Vargas get it done in the 24? He looks to have a very strong car.
Right now, my money is on that 24 car. He looks like to have the second best car, and with Colton Yo trapped in the back of this pack, Vargas might be the favorite at the moment.
He might just very well get it done. Oscar Anderson, he fell back quite a bit, and he fell all the way back to the second pack here with Mitchell Collins, Joe Rutkowski, Fisher G, and lap down car of Alexander Rowe. And then you got this pack here, and they're 22 seconds off the lead. I just don't think they're going to have any shot. Andrew Ross, Jesse Turner, Zachary Fitzwater, Sebastian Kukalon, Nathan Baird, Luke Rainey, and the 37 of Ben Crouch. Tough that they didn't get much of a chance to run up front here today, but you know, this is the way Daytona is. You get an early wreck and you get knocked out pretty quickly in these things. But there's still 7 guys in contention for this victory, and I think one of these 7 is going to get it, but stranger things have happened. You never know what could happen here at Daytona, but the way it is right now, all these guys have a 15-second lead on the rest of the field. And the way it's looking like it's going to stay green the entire way through, so one of these guys will most likely get the victory here tonight. But who will it be? Christian Vargas has led quite a few laps as of late, but they're still going to have to go through another set of pit stops here. And you never know if they're going to wreck during this set of pit stops, because if they do, that shakes the entire thing up. We're going to have a lot more cars on the lead lap, and a lot more guys with chances at victories. That's why I say most likely one of these guys will win, because that caution is still a possibility, but a very unlikely possibility at this point of the race.
Yeah, very true. It's going to be very, it's going to be different and at times to see how this plays out. Pit strategy could determine of who wins and who's in that main pack. Please split the 3 car. Whoa!
They split them successfully. Trey Bartow has been able to hang with this pack in the number 20, and it's a shame that he's got that damage and he lost a lap, because he would probably still be in contention for this win if he was on the lead lap right here, but unfortunately for him, he's not. Only got a few guys on the lead lap, 19 of them to be exact. Trey Bartow the first guy a lap down, but we don't have the free pass, so if a caution were to come out, he'd stay a lap down. So less than half the field finishing on the lead lap, and we only had 1 caution, 1 big wreck on lap 11. And that's been it here today at Daytona. The rest of the race has gone green. And it's looking good for Christian Vargas. Had a very successful season in the Chick-fil-A Cups. Well, let me rephrase that. He got a couple wins in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. It really wasn't that successful. He was not very consistent. But he got wins in the Coke 600 and the Kansas race this year. And he's going for his 3rd win on Napa Fan here tonight. And he's pulling away even more from the rest of the field. I think the rest of the field was trying to find a way around the lap traffic, so they held back and let Christian Vargas pull away, but they're stuck behind Juan Garcia. And now Christian Vargas is stuck behind Roger Ray and Ryan Durrani, and they're all stuck behind the lap traffic. This is going to get very interesting here, because even they're closing in on lap traffic, and I think these guys are slower than the lap traffic. These guys are
And
behind.
pit stop.
And down the pit lane goes Christian Vargas. He was like, you know what? I'm done with that. I'm going to take my last pit stop right here and now. And Vargas down the pit lane. The first of the leaders to come down. Audra Baranowskis and Matthew Phillips pull away from the rest of the lead pack. These guys trying to find a way around Juan Garcia. They're finally going to do so. Christian Vargas is coming down all by himself. Technically, he's the only lead lap car coming down. He's got Trey Bartow, though. He's going to have to hope for Bartow to finish up right here. And so he can draft with Bartow and pull away from the rest of the field. But it's not going to happen. And if Vargas is going to be all by himself out here.
Whoa! The 12 and 21 almost made contact.
Baranowskis, Johnny Garner, Matthew Phillips, Gatlin Downey all down the pit lane. That leaves Colton Yeo and Audra Baranowskis with Noah Clifton. Leaves Colton Yeo and Noah Clifton, the only two lead lap cars here who are in that main draft who have yet to come down the pit lane. I think the winner of this race is going to come from one of these 5 guys who just came down, or one of these 4 guys, I should say. Johnny Garner, he's got a pretty high up pit stall right there. We've got 10 laps to go here at Daytona. Colton Yeo led the last lap. We'll have to see who gets it done as these guys cycle through. We'll see where Christian Vargas is on the racetrack. He had no drafting help. Baranowskis, the first driver off the pit lane. And there's Christian Vargas with absolutely no help whatsoever. He's going to close up to the end of these guys. Gatlin Downey in the 00, he's going to pass. But Audra Baranowski's pulling away quite a bit there in the number 2. We'll check in on the other 2 drivers. There's Colton Yeo down the pit lane, and there is Noah Clifton. Clifton leading that lap. 9 laps to go in the Christmas Eve 500 at Daytona.
This is very intense and very different. I don't know if who's going to get the win at this point. I honestly don't know.
Here's Colton Yeo. He's going to beat off Noah Clifton off the pit lane. Watch for Audra Baranowskis. There she is at the top of your screen, and just barely at the top of your screen, but she is there. She will pass Noah Clifton. She's going to have to close up to her teammate Colton Yeo, and this might be between the Penske teammates of Audra Baranowskis and Colton Yeo. Baranowskis has some help here from Christian Vargas and Matthew Phillips. Johnny Garner also holding on. I think all these guys are going to have a shot. Here comes Baranowskis to the outside. Vargas and Matthew Phillips all getting around Colton Yeo. Johnny Gardner as well in the 43. I think Colton Yeo will be able to hold on to the end of this pack, and it's going to be 5 guys in contention. Noah Clifton will lose the draft, and so will Gatlin Downey. 8 laps to go in the Christmas Eve 500, and Audra Baranowskis leads the field at Daytona.
Who will it be? Will it be Baranowskis, Phillips, Vargas, Gardner, or Colton Yeo? My money is any one of those top 5.
I think that's a safe pick, man. I think it's a safe pick. Christian Vargas in the lead. He's got one of the strongest cars here. Remember the outside lane pass he made earlier on in the race. He's going to get to the inside of Audra Baranowskis, and I think he's going to have a shot. Johnny Gardner's here, the 11 of Matthew Phillips, and Colton Yeo. All trying to get around Audra Baranowskis to have a shot at this victory. We're still in the window. If we were to get a caution, we'd have a green flag finish. But we've gone green flag since lap 15, so I don't think we're going to get another caution in this one. Ryan Durrani just came off the pit lane there. He's gone a couple laps down, and here comes Johnny Garner to the lead, to the inside of Christian Vargas, and they are passing in this 5-car pack right now. And here comes Colton Yeo. He was a little ways off from these 4 guys a couple laps ago, but now he's right back in the pack, and he's to the inside of Matthew Phillips for second. But Phillips on the outside holding on as Johnny Garner looking for his first career Napa fan win here tonight. He's got 6 laps to go in the Christmas Eve 500.
Out of these top 5, there are 3 NOFSRL drivers and 2 Team TRN drivers. Who's going to be able to get it done here tonight?
We'll have to see. We'll see the points for each team when we finish the race up here at Daytona. But none of these guys are thinking about that right now. They're thinking about this win, and Matthew Phillips is just taking it back away. We really haven't seen Matthew Phillips that much so far. He's been in the lead pack the entire time, but he hasn't led a lap since he got passed on the outside there by Christian Vargas. And now Phillips leads it with 5 laps to go. He might just get it here at Daytona. Colton Yo won this thing last year, though. He wants to go 2 in a row in the Christmas Eve 500. Back-to-back victories in this race would be amazing for that young driver right there. Christian Vargas as well. He's another one of those young drivers to NAPFan. All these guys, none of these guys have a lot of experience on NAPFan. Some more than others, but all these guys mid-range veterans trying to get something done in the Christmas Eve 500. As they come to 4 laps to go, they got in the way of Eric Monaco, and here comes Colton Yo taking 4 laps to go at Daytona, and he's pulling away quite a bit from the rest of the field.
But Colton Yo's not going to have any help, though, and the 11 might have help from the 24 and the 2 and the 43.
It's still 4 laps to go, and he is definitely not going to be able to hold that lead for 4 laps. As a matter of fact, he might not even lead this lap. Matthew Phillips closing in here. He's drafting right off the 12 machine. And Christian Vargas, Audrey Barnauskas, Johnny Garner as well. All still in play for this victory at Daytona. Matthew Phillips looking to the outside of Colton Yo, and he might get it on the outside of the 12 machine. Yo's going to block a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. And here comes Christian Vargas right back to the inside. 3 laps to go at Daytona in the 2018 Christmas Eve 500. And Christian Vargas trying to surpass Colton Yo for the lead. Not able to do so. Johnny Garner on the inside, holding on in the 43. To the inside of Matthew Phillips.
To me, the 3 dominant cars...
Yellow on the racetrack. Christian Vargas is not going to get around Colton Yo. It's going to end right here. Or will it? Vargas is going to look to the inside. And at the stripe, Colton Yo will win the race back. 2 in a row for Colton Yo in the 2018 Christmas Eve 500.
Wow.
Somebody went around. We saw Mitchell Collins stop on the grass through turns 3 and 4. And the race will end prematurely here. We had an accident off of turn number 4 for the 2nd time today. Only the 2nd caution of the event in the Christmas Eve 500. And Colton Yo in the number 12 is going to go back-to-back, given that he is not blowing engine in these final couple of laps.
Wow, right when I was going to say that I thought it was going to come down to either Colton Yo, Christian Vargas, or Johnny Garner. Well, that answer my question. Colton Yo might go 2 in a row.
I think he will. I mean, the first time in a major special event on APAFan that a driver has won the same special event twice, and it happens to be back-to-back for the number 12 of Colton Yo. He's going to take the white flag right here. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the 2nd and final caution of the night here in the Christmas Eve 500. Well, he might be crowned a champion tomorrow, but Andrew Ross with a rookie mistake right here. He cuts down on Jonathan Wong and sends Wong to the outside wall right into Ben Crouch. And that could have easily been avoided. Unfortunately, it's going to prematurely end the race here tonight. And we really didn't need a caution for it either. I think the 15 would have been able to drive away just fine, but either way, that's what brings it out to end the race a couple laps early here in the 2018 Christmas Eve 500. Let's go ahead and get the official finish here on Christmas Eve at Daytona. Well, Colton Yo on the number 12 machine, pulling off a very impressive feat. He won this race 1 year ago, and he gets to be in victory lane once again on Christmas Eve in the Christmas Eve 500. Colton Yo wins at Daytona in quite an interesting event here tonight. And I don't know what I was talking about. Most of the event, I was not making much sense, but you know what? That's what happens when you've been doing races every single week since February. I need a break, so just please hang with me. Colton Yo, the winner. Christian Vargas, Matthew Phillips, Johnny Garner, Audra Baranowski, Scotland Downey, Noah Clifton, Joe Redkowski, Oscar Anderson, and Fisher G, the top 10. Take a look at the rest of the results. Had a lot of guys get knocked out from that accident that happened on lap 11. That was the first caution and the only caution for the longest time in this race. You see all the guys who got knocked out from that. Tom Jonas actually had an issue. He was one of those guys in the lead pack early on in the second green flag run. He had a problem. Mitchell Collins, we saw his issue there. Had a piston go kaboom on him. Now you guys finishing multiple laps down. Eric Monaco finishing 9 laps down. Alexander Rowe ended up finishing 19th. We thought he was going to lose a lap. He did lose a lap, but he still finished in the top 20. Trey Barja finishing top 20 in the 20 machine. Good day for a lot of guys, but didn't work out for some. But you know, that's the way this special event goes. We usually get a wreck early on here at Daytona, and it knocked out quite a few guys. But it gave the opportunity to Colton Yo to go back-to-back, and he did so here tonight in the Christmas Eve 500. Final thoughts on this one, Nathan? Very fascinating race here in the Christmas Eve 500.
Yeah, you know, it was a very great race. We saw a huge pack with the entire field at the beginning. They were mostly calm until lap 11, until the huge one striked, and then it came into a giant chess match with all these lap calls and different pats, and you know, in my finish, I'm under caution, but at the end of the night, the dominant call of the night once again wins, and Colton Yo gets his 4th Napa fan win and his 2nd win on my channel, and goes back to back.
Colton Yo, a winner on Christmas Eve for the 2nd straight year. Santa must like this guy. He's doing pretty darn good in this race. I mean, he's been in this thing only 2 times, and he's finished first both times. So, I don't know. Colton Yo, man, this is his race. And he'll be back next year as well. You win the race, you automatically come back for the next year. So, Colton Yo, congratulations. I think it's his 3rd win of the year here on NapFan. Pretty successful year for the kid, and he is going to head to victory lane. And we'll head out of here because I've had it. But either way, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, all you guys watching. I know this race was subpar for me. But you know, like I said, when you've been doing a race consecutively every single week since February, you get a little burnt out, and all I can say is that I'm majorly looking forward to January and getting some time off from recording. It's been very crazy this year, and hey, I still enjoy it, and that's what we're here for, just to have fun. And while the quality might not have been the greatest, you know, it was still good. You guys might be wondering, what are you talking about? You know, I didn't notice anything. And to you guys, thank you for not noticing it, but trust me, when you have done as many races as I have, you begin to notice your mistakes and flaws, and it frustrates you, especially after you've been doing it for an hour. But you know what? I'm gonna let it go. It's Christmas Eve. Let's all have some fun. Spend some time with your family. I actually work tomorrow, but whatever. It's fine. I'm getting paid double and a half, so that's nice. But either way, Merry Christmas to you, Nathan. It was a blast having you in the booth for this one. We lost Caleb midway through, but a huge thank you to him, and Merry Christmas to him as well. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all you guys watching. I'm glad you stuck around for this one. Bared with me and Nathan. We might not be the brightest of people, but you know what? We still like to have fun, and that's what we're here for. And Colton Yo had fun here tonight, the winner of the Christmas Eve 500. Here are the points for each team. We're not going to discuss who wins right here, but we'll just show you on the screen. And congratulations to the team that won. I'm thinking, I don't know, thinking it might end up being NOFSRL who gets the overall victory, the team victory here. So that's how it usually is. The team I'm on usually wins, so I don't know what the deal is with that, but I'll take it. But either way, thank you guys very much for watching. Tomorrow night, Napa Auto Parts 250 from Homestead, the finale race in season number 5 of the Turkey Hill Truck Series, and quite possibly the final ever Turkey Hill Truck Series event, and the final race of 2018, and then we'll take a break from recording. And like I said, major looking forward to that, but not because I want to get away from you guys, but just because I need a break. But doing this for too much. 10, 11 straight months of doing this.
Yeah, trust me, I was doing my series since May. This is the last race I'm doing until I'm done with all the Red Bull Cup Series games, and then I'm going to bust my butt off with that series. But we all need a break. That way we come back better than ever. And that's what
Let me tell you, you know, I'm talking from my perspective here. the 2019 Chick-fil-A Cup Series is going to be a blast. I gotta give a huge thank you to Stuart Gratton, Caleb Hoffman. They've been painting some schemes for me, and they are unbelievable. The schemes are going to be much better. I'm working on, working some new graphics. We're going to go back to using Adobe Premiere, so we're going to have 60 frames per second now. Again, I should say. Again, I know I haven't used that in a while, but we're going to try to up the quality on these races for next year and just make an overall great production for you guys to enjoy. And even if you're not in the series, I want it to be enjoyable for everybody to watch. So, looking forward to 2019 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We're only going to do the Chick-fil-A Cup Series and the IndyCar Series next year. I'm not going to do anything during the fall because I learned this year that that's just a little too much. So, we're going to back it off next year, but it's quality over quantity for 2019 here on Napa Fan, and I'm hoping you guys enjoyed because I'm putting a lot of effort into it. A lot of other guys are putting a lot of effort into it, and I gotta give a huge thank you to those guys. But either way, we'll let you get back to your family. Leave cookies for Santa. Don't give him bad cookies. Oatmeal raisin probably aren't his favorite, even though I like them. And give him whole chocolate milk. Don't give him the low-fat chocolate milk. That stuff's disgusting. But either way, thank you guys very much for watching. On behalf of Nathan Stapleton and Caleb Hoffman, we will see you guys tomorrow for the finale race of the Turkey Hill Truck Series, and then we'll shut it off until February 8th. Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest right here on Napa Fan, right here from Daytona. Thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Colton Yo. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I will see you guys later.
See you guys.
Of comfort and joy, God rest ye merry gentlemen, and nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we went astray. Tidings of comfort